Well, hello my friends, it's your old buddy Luke Clayton and welcome to this week's A Sportsman's Life. Now we're going to have a little cooking segment. I'm going to open our show up with a little cooking segment. Jeff and his wife Demi are going to be with us in a little bit and show you an exciting hog hunt. Demi took a nice eater hog and their freezer is full. But let me tell you about a simple way to use a Dutch kettle. I think the way the camera's situated, you can see I've got a campfire going right over here with a bunch of oak wood that I'm going to cook with. We're going to let that oak burn down to coals. Have the old Dutch kettle right here. You can see my Dutch kettle. And right here is a piece of wild pork, just actually the rib section right here. I'll give you a close-up of all this in just a little bit, but basically the whole crux of this little segment is how easy it is to cook outside. And I'm going to put this pork on after the fire's ready, and I'm going to go about my business. Go fishing is actually what I'm going to do. And in about an hour, I'm going to come back, and this pork is right here is going to be very, very tender. And this right here, I'll call this the gourmet of all barbecue sauces. Best of Texas barbecue sauce. That's going to be the ticket to making this pork really flavorful in a Dutch kettle. I use this a lot, Rodak's coffee rub. I'm going to give you a close-up here. You can take a look at all this in just a minute. But basically, it's really simple. My plan is let's just do it right now. We're going to give this pork a good rub of Rodak's here, and I do put it on heavy. Give it a good rub here. Generous amount of Rodak, and it doesn't taste like coffee. It is a coffee base, but there's all kind of other spices, maybe a hint of coffee flavor in this. But we're going to give it a really good rub with this, which we've done. I'll put a little more after I get it in the Dutch kettle. I plan to cut this thing in half, this little piece of pork, where it'll fit nicely in that Dutch kettle. The whole trick to this is slow cooking, and the Best of Texas. I'm going to saturate this with, once I get it in the pot, with Best of Texas and have a good, good moisture in there. Put coals on top of the Dutch kettle and then coals underneath. Actually, what I'll do, folks, here's our Dutch kettle. I'll probably have it set up on this and have this little rack down in the fire over the coals, and then put coals up on top and let it cook. But let me give you a close-up look of all this, and next thing we'll do is get our pork in the Dutch kettle and get it cooking. So stick with me. And folks, here's a close-up of our pork, and you can see I've given it a generous rub of Rodak's, the coffee rub. You need to try this stuff, folks. There's a link on catfishradio.org to this, and also Best of Texas, which I call the gourmet of all barbecue sauces, because once you try it, you will travel miles to get more of it. You can get it Tom Thumb, a lot of stores. But basically, I'm gonna cut this piece right in half and put it in the Dutch kettle, and then it's already rubbed. I'm gonna put a generous amount of Best of Texas, probably about half a bottle on it. Put coals on top of the Dutch kettle and underneath it, and let it cook for about an hour. There'll be enough moisture reduced from this meat and the barbecue sauce that it won't scorch. So let's get her going, and then I'll show you the setup after I get the coals on it. And then the bottom line is we're going to look at some of this really good pork when it's all tender and juicy. Okay, friends, in about another 15 minutes, that fire is going to be just right down the coals. But right now, let's put some of our barbecue sauce, our Best of Texas, on that in our Dutch kettle and have that ready. I'm going to put a generous amount in there, so we want to make sure and add maybe a little bit more than you might think for moisture. So let's just drizzle that all in there, give it a good coating. It's okay to put a little extra because we want moisture in this pot. Basically, folks, we're good. All we need to do is wait till that fire gets ready, and then we're going to put those, put that Dutch kettle in there, and not put too many coals, but just enough coals to let it cook for about an hour. And then I think we probably need to heat up some beans. But this is going to be a quick camp meal. I can leave, and I probably will. I'll be doing something else for about an hour while this cooks, but it's going to be really, really tender. I'll make sure and give you a close-up of the finished product. And folks, before you think there's something complicated about this Dutch kettle cooking, the meat is in the pot is over the fire. I use this little, it's a little stand-up grill. It's very handy. I could put the pot right down on these coals, you know, but you can control the heat a little bit better. We've got wood under it and wood on top. And I think about 45 minutes from now, we're going to come back and check this out. Pop the lid on the old Dutch kettle there, and I bet we're going to have some good barbecue. Well, folks, we have got these ribs for about an hour and 15 minutes, and my buddy Joe Dunn showed up. Joe,
Daddy,
you ready to eat some ribs?
I'm ready.
Well, I tell you what, let's do. It's good to have you here with me to help me eat these things.
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
I tell you what, pull the top off of that kind of cautiously there, and we'll see. Oh,
man, look at that.
I'm telling you what, I hate to brag, Joe. Let me pull up.
I'll brag for you if they could only smell.
If we had smell-o-vision.
Yes, sir.
But we're gonna see that one rib sticking out.
Yes, sir.
That's a sign
That they're done.
that they're done. But this little segment was all about, Joe, it was all about, you can take it easy now, buddy. You can just set that down there. This was all about, you know, when you're hunting or something, you can go ahead and have this thing cooking.
Oh, yeah.
And you're ready to go. So, of course, we got a good pot of beans. I made some of that chipotle, smoked some jalapeno peppers, and that's mixed in there. So,
I'll tell you, life don't get no gooder than this.
It don't, Joseph, I tell you. Well, it's about time for us to eat. What do you think? And folks, here's our finished product, and Joe looks like a guy that's about ready to eat. Are you,
Yes,
Joe?
Sir, I am.
Well, do you think we need a little of that Best of Texas barbecue sauce on there?
we do.
How about drizzling a little of that on there, bud? Oh, yeah.
Down just a hair there.
That's it?
Oh, man.
Look out. Well, we know what to, folks, I wish you could be right here with us, but we know what to do next, don't we, Joe?
Hey, man, we do. Time to eat.
And here's Mr. Dunn. Joe, you look like you're ready. You've already been on these ribs.
I have, man. This is what you call slap your mama good.
Hold them up.
It's even better than that.
Hold them up a little higher. Yep, well, I said, now, folks, I've already hit 2 or 3 of these. But I want y'all to meet my buddy Joe Dunn here. Joe you're talking about, you look up barbecue man in the dictionary. Joe, your picture ought to be there. Do you remember your old big smoker that you still got?
Yes,
I called it the Beast.
Yes, sir.
I borrowed that thing one time, and we set up with a ranch to do 6 doe, and we donated it to your ministry. Remember?
Yes.
The Karen Dudley down there took all that meat. Well, we did 6 cut up deer. I never will forget that. I'm not sure if me and you both could take. Well, we could do it. We might be a little tired the next day.
It would be tough.
Let's see, dive in, take you about. I want to let people see what's the word on this easy camp cooking barbecue. Huh? Yeah?
That is the best I've ever had in my life, and I'm not lying.
Joe, tell me about now, the Best of Texas. People hear me bragging about this barbecue sauce.
Yes, sir.
What? A man like yourself who is a barbecue king, honestly, what do you think?
Honestly, I've never had any better, Luke. That is the best sauce I've ever eaten in my life.
Everybody that's tried it says that. Tell you what, I'll give you a couple of jars for the road. I've got Mr. John Hale keeps me stocked up pretty good on it, and you can put it to use on your barbecue. Well, I'm going to help you out with that little bit. I've got just enough maybe to tie it over right here.
Ooh, man.
Folks, let's move on to Mr. Jeff and Demi to a hog hunt now. What do y'all say? Well, friends, I want to show you what I use for night hunting. This is the Wraith by Sightmark. It's a digital, it's not thermal, but you can use it for daytime hunting. It has a color mode. It's color during the day, and at nighttime for shooting hogs and predators out to, I've killed them out to 125 yards, but I sight in for that distance. You could shoot them a lot farther. Go online to learn more about the Wraith. You can go to sightmark.com and check them out. Absolutely awesome hunting tool for day or night. Well, hello my friends, it's your old buddy Luke Clayton, and it's time for us to talk some hog hunting. I've got some Inflame Sow Seduction right here by Texas Raised Hunting Products. It's a little canister, has a red top. You turn the thing and it's actually vented on top. You turn the little dial here and it opens it up to let the scent out. We're going to put this out over here. I'm at my home here. You can see my cabin back behind here. We're going to put this out about 5 miles from here on a ranch a buddy of mine's got. And I've got the concentrate too, the Sow Seduction. I'm going to saturate the area around the little canister. You really don't have to, but I want to stop these hogs. I'm going to be filming this instead of hunting. I have really a challenge when I'm trying to film something that I'm trying to show you, and a hunt too. So I'm going to not even going to have my bow with me. Be strictly, strictly the camera. But there's a spot where these hogs come from one wooded area across an open field, and they go under. There's a hole under the fence, and they cross there. That's the way they travel. And my plan is to get there about an hour and a half before dark later today, this evening, and set this Sow Seduction up. Texas Raised Hunting Products, folks, is where you can get this stuff. You can go to www.texasraised.huntingproducts.com or go to Facebook and like Texas Raised Hunting Products. We're going to put that out, but I'm an old hog hunter. I'll just hawk my book here, Kill the Grill, The Ultimate Guide to Hog Hunting. This is available if you want to maybe learn some stuff that I've learned through the years. Catfishradio.org. You can order the book there. But this is not so much about me selling books as trying to get some hogs on film. I was raised up in Red River County between the Sulphur and the Red River. And actually I've been hunting hogs since way before it was cool, and I have learned a thing or two about it. But it's going to be a challenge. I know where the hogs are over at my buddy's place, where they bed up, and there's a trail they travel almost twice a day, mornings and afternoons, and I'm sure at night. We're going to see if we can get some of that, put this Sow Seduction out, and as though I were hunting with a bow, I want to stop those hogs in a spot. I know exactly where I'm going to put it out. So let's go with me. Let's set this up and let's see if we can get it done. What do you say? Well, folks, these hogs, this is some good hog country. These old gravel pits, these hogs have been hanging out this tree line on the other side. Coming across, there's a heavy trail. And right here is a wallow. Let's back off of this a little bit. But I put the Inflame Sow Seduction right here. Get a little close-up of this. I'm expecting these hogs to come across. In the evenings, they usually come right, that tree right there, right across that. They bed up on that other side and they come through right here, and there's a serious wallow right here. So let's get hid and see if we can get some hogs on film coming into this. Okay, folks. That canister of Inflame Sow Seduction is right there. That one hog just looked up at me. Right below, actually right between those two hogs is where it's at. I think I just put the spook on them. There they go, in a cloud of dust. Well, folks, it is Luke Clayton, and I want to show you something right here that I am very, very proud of. My gearhead bow. I've taken a couple of hogs with it, and I'm deer hunting. I'm down at the Buck and Bass Ranch at a buddy of mine's, and I'm going to be deer hunting. Let me show you something here. Now, This is the coolest thing in the world, and the first time I have ever shot a bow with a shoot-through riser. I'm going to look right at you here. There's a riser here. There's a riser here. Look at the arrow on this gearhead bow, right in the middle. And if you think that doesn't make a difference, you know, for many, many years, me and I guess every other bow hunter been shooting one side of the riser or the other. This thing shoots straight through. Folks, check them out online. This is the bow that I hunt with, and I've got I love it. Lots of confidence in it. GearheadArchery.com.
Well, hello friends. Welcome to another edition of A Sportsman's Life. We're out here. We're going to do something very special tonight. My wife and I are going to go sit in the blind. You know, just getting together with her, my hunting partner, and just going off and sitting in a blind is just a lot of fun. So we're going to sneak on out there, see if we can't get on a hog tonight. We've got her 30-30 loaded up, ready to go. So we're going to take a walk here. Feeders go off in about 45 minutes, so we want to get in there good and early. So stay tuned, folks. We've got some fun and exciting things in store for you. All right, folks, we're making our way to the blind. See if we can't get on a hog tonight. Got my partner in crime next to me, my lovely wife, Demi. And we are going to go have some fun, so let's see what we can find out here at the Buck and Bass Ranch. We're going to go set up with this 30-30 and maybe we'll make something happen. All right, hang tight. Alright folks, we're getting situated here. We are in the blind and waiting on hogs. Demi's getting all sighted in here, so we're ready to go. folks, well, that happened quick. As you saw, we had two come sneaking on in. And Demi Rice put the smack down on one. Nice shot, babe. That was exciting, wasn't it?
Yeah. Was that 2 sows or 2 boars? I couldn't tell.
You know, I don't know. It looked like that might have been 2 boars. It was hard to tell. But good looking hogs.
Yeah.
Boy, you drilled that one.
Oh, I went for the neck this time.
Did you go for the neck?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's about a 45-yard shot, so. Folks, he is down and he is muddy, so.
Oh, yeah, he's in love.
You asked me earlier why I got the buggy out? We got a hog.
You gotta bring the hose, too.
Yeah, bring the hose. Yeah, well, we got some daylight yet, so shall we mosey over and take a peek at him?
Sure.
All right, congratulations, dear. Well, folks, we are out of the blind. We are heading toward our hog, so Mrs. Rice, yes. She connected. We got one muddy old little buddy over here. We'll get him out. We've got some baby back ribs here. Yeehaw. Look at him right in the mud. Hate when that happens, but hog down here, folks. Look at that. That's a young boar. You put the smackdown on him. Look at that. Okay, folks. Well, there you have it. A hog hunt here at the Buck and Bass Ranch, and my wife got it done tonight. She's bringing home the bacon. We're gonna get this bad boy on the smoker, so look out. We got to get some mud off of him first. So, all right, we're gonna head back. We're gonna get the buggy, and we'll come get this guy.
Hi folks, it's your old buddy Luke Clayton, and this ain't your grandpa's pump-up air gun. This is the Texan made by Air Force Air Guns, and it's the most powerful production air gun in the world. A few years ago I started shooting these when they first came out. I actually had a chance to test. They didn't really need any testing, but to shoot one of the 10 prototypes when it first came out. Now this is the improved model. This tank pressures up to 3,625 psi. This gun will develop, I believe it's 750 foot-pounds of energy shooting a 520 grain bullet. So this is your big daddy of air guns. If you want to get into hunting or shooting air guns, you know, you don't have to shoot a 520 grain bullet. I shoot a Nielsen specialty ammo bullet that's, I think it's 340 grains. But here you go. Check these out online. You can go to airforceairguns.com and check them out. But this is the one I've hunted with a lot. I've probably killed 30 hogs and a bunch of exotics, and I'm going to get after the deer here in Texas this year with it. airforceairguns.com. Folks, as an old outdoors writer, I have used lots of products. Smoke and Tex electric smokers. The best smokers that you can find. This is Diz and this is Scott, my buddies. Diz, tell them how they can learn more about Smoke and Tex.
Yeah, obviously the #1 source of information is going to be our website. It's got hundreds of recipes, it's got helpful guides, it's got all of our models and our accessories listed there. Of course, we have a phone number, 888-922-1511, and we'll actually answer our own phones.
That's true. And Diz, the main thing, the easy way, smokeandtex.com. You can learn all about it.
Correct. And of course, we're on all the social media, Instagram, Facebook, etc. So take a look at us whenever you can, and whatever social media you'd like, and we look forward to working with you.
Welcome back to Sportsman's Life. We were out at the double box blind that we just put out, what we used to call the buggy blind, and Jeff was looking off into the opposite direction when 2 hogs came in. So it didn't take long. Let them get comfortable and feed, and then took the shot on this one. He was to the right. Pulled it a little bit. I thought I was getting him more towards the neck, but I think I got him more right in this area.
Yeah, actually just right behind the shoulder, but maybe just a tad high. But it dropped him. It dropped him like a sack of potatoes. So Let me come join you, babe. What a night. Well, folks, has this not been awesome? You can't beat it. Getting out with your friends, family, and of course, in my case, my wife. She's my best hunting partner. And congratulations, dear. What a nice hog. It was funny because this thing hit the ground and we walked up and Demi's like, oh, I think he's pretty small. And then I went to get him and I had to come back to get Demi because I couldn't lift him. Yeah, he's pretty heavy. He's heavier than you think he is. I guess, babe, he's right at 100 pounds, but he's pretty dead weight, hard to lift. But what a fun night. Didn't I tell you I had a good feeling?
Mm-hmm.
We were sitting out there, I said, this hasn't been hunted in a while, it's been quiet, and oh my gosh, what a good time. So we've got some work ahead of us. We're going to get this thing butchered up, and we'll be out here for the weekend, and you know what we'll be putting on the smoker. This guy's going on the smoker. So got the kids coming out, we're going to have some fun, and we're going to eat well. So until next week, folks, we want to thank you for joining us here on A Sportsman's Life, and as always, be safe in the outdoors.